was feeling so hungry. I don't even think I said when I had the meal. It was 8:12. It's now 8:30. Yeah, I'm feeling very full, and I had 3 slices of bread instead of the expected 2 because of how hungry I was feeling. But I am gonna have more food, but I'm gonna talk a bit before going to get more food. So I want to talk about the shopping in terms of the financial aspect. Now, I think from now on is every time I go shopping, I'll always take cash out because I don't want my card to decline. I was unironically having thoughts that my card may decline, even though I had more than enough money for a £30 shop and I kept within that limit. I didn't think I did. I'm not kidding. I never want to make myself feel uneasy because I'm not sure if I'm not even sure if I have £30 in the bank balance. I had more than that. I have more than that, but I don't want to go through that ever again. So from now on, without fail, I'll always use cash. It will help me budget. It'll help me budget in a more healthy way because I'll feel more at peace knowing that the cash is in my hand. I certainly can afford how much I want to go out and buy. But with cards, because I'm not having any money coming at the moment, I'm not working. That is not a certainty. Even having more than £30 is not a certainty. I'll overcome this, I'll overcome this, and I really believe it's possible to overcome this doing something that I want to do because I have hope, and I'm also on the path that I want to be on. I have hope because the proof is there. I know that I want to work towards providing personal trainer services and eventually run my own business or businesses, personal training services wise. And because I'm working towards it, and I'm even going to places to work towards that, I know that the end is near of this extreme financial poverty. Is very, very near. Very near. So I don't have to worry. It's also been a foundation to allow me to, or to allow myself to really think about budgets when I do have money coming in, and handle the money that I do have coming in a much more efficient way than if I always had a job and got complacent with money coming in, for example. Yeah. There's a content creator called Yaza, which you can find by typing in Yaza self-improvement, and he made a short called you have something along the lines of you got to go without to grow. And I might actually agree with that to some extent. I've noticed that there's been a recurring theme or recurring idea that after getting past my lowest points in my life, such as my mental health low, being scared and always feeling scared and always turning my head out of fear, that was the breeding ground to be at my highest mentally that I've ever been at before. Be more aware than ever and be more healthy than ever. It seems like I had to go to that low point first before getting to an extremely high point, and I think the same will be, nothing's different here financially. I might actually have to go through this low to know that I don't ever want this again. especially when I move out. Never. I'll always have cash when going shopping because I never want to have to unironically think that my card might decline in the future. Not ever. I don't like that. I wasn't scratching my head thinking about that, no, but there was a physical feeling of unease in between my pecs. That's usually why I feel like a fear response in that. It could be because I've been saying it and believing it, so that could be why. But yeah, I felt uneasy, very uneasy physically, and I decided that I had enough. I'm not doing that. I will never put myself in a position where I'm using my card for shopping again. I will budget. I will have cash, and I'll always be able to see, okay, I can afford this shop. And I'm fine, rather than thinking my card might decline. Although in the future I'm now on my way to being able to do whatever I want whenever I want. Yeah, but it seems like I have to go through this first before getting there. Me going through this is just going to allow me to even further appreciate earning my way to the financial status I'd want. Whether that be not only having 6 figures a year come in, or even 7 figures a year come in, but also, more importantly now, having the habits to back it, and that allow that wage, that salary, to be sustained long term. People might say, oh, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, oh, I've got 6 figures, but I don't really hear people talking about, okay, I make, this year I made X amount, and I have the habits I have habits in place, I've built the habits in place that allow me to sustain that long term. I'm not in the fast lane, I'm in the slow lane, and I earned this. I earned this. I'll be saying that in the future. That's not a question. I'm not gonna just stay in this low. I'll never be in this place again. I'll make sure of it. I'll never be in this place again in all aspects of my life. Financially, mentally, I'll be even at a higher level. I'm showing myself more self-love than ever with the self-hugs and that. I won't do that, working through, no longer feeling ashamed of what I do, or from time to time. Yeah, I'm never going to make myself feel uneasy thinking that my card might decline ever again. And speaking about shopping, I want to be able to drive. I don't want to walk home with my shopping with a rucksack and 2 large supermarket bags because I think I have to. I think that's the most convenient option. No, I'd rather do it because I want to do it, not because I basically think I have to do it. That's the position I'm in right now. I don't want that anymore. I could handle that because that was the norm, but I don't want it to be the norm anymore, and it soon won't. Probably by maybe May next year, the latest, that won't be a thing anymore. I will be able to drive to the supermarket and make it more convenient for myself to do my shopping. I absolutely will. I'll make sure of it because I'm not making myself go through this anymore. No. Not the thinking, not the thoughts about card declination or having to walk home is the most convenient option. I'm not going out my way to ask my dad to drop me to the supermarket at my age. I'm not doing that. I want to be able to say that I want to just be able to go there and do what I have to do rather than ask someone else to take me there when I can go my own self. I'm not asking for that help because he could hold that against me and then just try and shrug it off when I tell him, you're holding that against me. Oh no, I'm just saying I did that. Oh, piss off. I'm not hearing that. Just because I want to go to the supermarket. No. I need to drink more water. Oh, I actually need to note that I've had another one of these as well. I haven't been drinking from a 2 litre bottle, so it makes sense as to why I'm feeling thirsty. I've had like 2 litres and I've recorded like me having 2 litres and it's 20 to 9 in the evening. Not healthy. It's something that I can work on. It's not bad. I'm not going to say I feel ashamed. Nope, I don't have to do that to myself. But it absolutely is something that I can work on. And in fact, it is something that I am working on in the form of bulk cooking. And this is helpful for allowing me to drink more water throughout the day more easily, because I'd be spending less time thinking about what I want to eat and spending less time cooking from day to day, because I would have bulk cooked. So I'll be able to spend more mental energy, not only because the food's there already done, but because I know I want to increase my water intake to a healthy level. Yeah, those are my thoughts about the card declination thing that I wanted to talk about. Never again. Never again. Tuesday, the 27th of September, from this day onward, never again. Never. I had 1,650 milliliters tracked on MyFitnessPal and it's 20 to 9. Oh my gosh. It really is something I need to work on. And I am working on it through bulk cooking, as I said. Yep, I'll carry on improving it for sure. I want to do this because I think it will help me in all aspects of my life. The more hydrated I am, to a healthy extent, and within reason of course, the less irritated I'll be short term, and that would affect my my decision making skills short term and long term if I did it over a prolonged period of time. I noticed that I can get easily irritated if I haven't drunk enough water. I did when I was shopping. I was starting to pull faces, like I wasn't feeling angry deep down, but my face looked like I was feeling angry, because I needed to drink water and I needed to pee so bad. I needed to pee so much, but I barely had anything to drink, so no wonder why I was getting irritated that easily. I knew why. I knew it was the lack of water. But I don't need to keep on doing that to myself. If I stay hydrated a healthy amount throughout the day, that's gonna make me feel much more at peace, happy, both short term and long term. And it will help me make the life decisions that I want to make long term, because everything will add up. How you feel and how will partially determine how you react or respond to things. Before we go on to the next day, I'm thinking of having some dessert or another small meal. Is 10:54 in the evening. But the reason why I'm making this clip anyway is because I just want to say I've made the photo to say it's Tuesday and also to say it's Wednesday. I kept the first picture the same and didn't change it, even though I like the Wednesday one more, just to show the progression of how I went about like the text and the style and that, without adding a shadow. Yeah, I just thought of that idea to make it clearer which day's which, so that's why I did that. And I'm gonna do that from now on for sure. Anyway, on to the next clip. 11:04, I'm having this meal out of impulse. I was gonna have the hummus with it, but I don't need that. I'm feeling fine, but I'm still gonna have this. I've been drinking some water, and I'd like to talk about water intake. So I had about 2.3 milliliters of water, but I downed like 2 of these over a few minutes. That just shows how much water I need to drink, how much water I needed to drink to feel okay. And from now on, I'm gonna start saying like 2 liters, like 2.5 liters or less is nowhere near enough water. I need to drink more, like 4 liters minimum. 3.5 liters, I make less impulsive decisions. Speaking of, I was just thinking of adding the hummus now. Ugh. Yeah, anyway, two and a half liters or less. No, that's too little. You need to go like 4. 3.5 is, at least it's more than 2.5. And I'd be putting myself in a position where I'm making myself less likely to do impulsive decisions, to make impulsive decisions and act on them. But I really need to be drinking a minimum of 4.5 liters, really, the minimum for me personally, so I can stay hydrated to a healthy level throughout the day, because 2.5 liters is nowhere near enough. I felt the need to catch up, to get to buy down in 2 of these, and that's my 3rd one. I might actually add this, now that I'm looking at it. I keep looking at it. It's not staring at me, as I was thinking of saying. It's not an animate object. It's not animate. It's just plastic and packaging, plastic and cardboard packaging. It's not staring at me. Yeah. The mayonnaise is not advertising itself. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's there, but it's not an animate object staring at me. No, it's not. That sort of wording is a part of the issue, I'd say. It genuinely could be what's holding people back. That sort of wording, making it seem like it's the condiments doing it to them rather than them doing it making unhealthy decisions, rather than them doing it to themselves, eating poorly, for example, not drinking enough, just going by day to day rather than bulk cooking, which is something I've just started doing again, and I will keep on doing from now on for sure. I've got my ingredients to help me to do that as well, so I'm not joking around with that. I'm really allowing myself to become rich in every conceivable way. I'm not kidding. Thou shalt not lick the knife as well. Yeah, I did not lick the spoons as I was dishing out the rice and the curry. I did not do that, and I'm starting to think that I'm going about like my eating routine more healthy. In my head, my first thought was, I feel like being more of a healthy individual. That's not a feeling, that's a belief, first of all. But I think there's something going on there. I'm onto something. I sense more self-control by not licking the spoons or licking the knives after dishing out like the curry, for example. I scrape the 2 spoons together and then put it around the edges rather than lick the spoon. No, I just put it in the sink when I was done. And I'm sensing that I have more self-control by doing that. I don't quite know why, but yeah, even to further exercise self-control, I will not have the hummus. I'm gonna put the spoon away, and I'm gonna put the hummus in the fridge. I'm not even gonna look at it. It's not even there. It's not my eyes. I'm gonna put it behind my back. It's not there. But yeah, 11:08, I'm having this meal. Yee. Cheers to having more self-control, and cheers to making further progress in life. The money might not be there now, but, well, I might not have any money coming in, but that will soon change with the way how I'm changing my life. I don't need to worry about that. Like, soon, hey, I'll have the habits. It may take years, and I don't mind that, but I will have the habits to be able to have enough money to the point, or in my bank balance, to do whatever I want, whenever I want. 6 figures plus, years. It may take years, but that's fine with me, because there will be enough time to sustain the habits behind having that much money come in and having more money come in than go out. Yeah, I'll never be broke again. Never. Not financially, not mentally. Yeah, I may go through some tough times, but I'll grow from them for sure, and I'll never go this low again. I'll make sure of it. Right, what I just showed is what I planned to make either yesterday or the day before. It's the plans for the week. Oh no, it absolutely was yesterday. When I was just out, I just had the idea to do that, so I did. And with that, I've now made an improvement with my eating, with my diet, because it's more planned out. Combine that with the bulk cooking, it's going to be easier to follow. Also, I want to talk about bulk cooking with pasta. So I wanted to make pasta bake because we've got pasta bake sauce that's just there in the fridge. I was going to say that's just sitting there in the fridge. It's not an animate object, but it is there. It is there. I've decided to cook in batches of 350 grams of raw pasta because we've got 1 kilogram worth of pasta in two 500-gram bags. And if I cook at 350 grams at a time, I'll have rather equal amounts of bulk cooked pasta. I'd have 350 grams first time round, 350 grams, which makes 700, and then 300, which makes 1 kilogram. Just so I stay on target with that, I am going to weigh out the bulk cooked pasta before I put it on the hob. Yeah. Anything else I want to say planning wise? No, but there is another thing that I want to talk about. Water intake in the morning. So I started going to sleep at around 1:30, I'd say. And before falling asleep, I had one of the 650 milliliters of milliliters of water. And then when I woke up, I decided to clean my water bottles, but one's a flask, but yeah. I, on impulse, was thinking of going on the phone, but I decided not to, and I decided to go downstairs because I've been asleep for how many hours, so it makes sense to go and drink water to rehydrate, because I've been hours without drinking water, and I think I'll carry on doing that from now on, so I can reach healthy levels of it's easier for me to stay on track with drinking a healthier amount each day. I'm now saying any 2.5 liters or less is like the level which I'll be I can get easily irritated and seemingly angry for no reason, seemingly feeling angry for no reason. But I know it'd be lack of water when it is that. I'm aware that I felt that way when I had extremely little water when yesterday when I was shopping. I was feeling dehydrated and I really needed to pee. Not a pleasant combination. But anyway, yeah, I'll certainly go out my way to drink water first before going on the phone. So I stay hydrated more of the time than in the past, and then I can just keep on building and building and building from that. And if there are people that are wanting to improve their diets and they're watching, then maybe you could do that as well. You don't have to, and I'm not saying that it will work for you either, but it might, and it's worth considering, in my opinion, so that you because it may mean that you're not seemingly getting easily irritated out of nowhere, or just seemingly feeling angry all the time because you're not functioning, you're not surviving well because you're drinking that little water. How can you expect yourself to live if you're not surviving well to an optimum level because you're not drinking enough and you're not eating healthily, you're not getting your veggies in? How can you expect yourself to survive to an optimum level, let alone live to an optimum level? Even though I have got the rice and curry planned for this afternoon, I was thinking of having pasta bake because I forgot about the plans. Speaking of, I made what I wanted to get done for the week, my home screen, and I also made my meals that I wanted to eat throughout the week, my lock screen. So it's easier to see what I want to, it's easier to keep up with what I want to eat. And speaking of, I am skipping breakfast because it's almost 1:45. I got up and saw the time when after brushing my teeth, it was 12 o'clock. I think it's, no, it's not. It's later than yesterday, but I was up for longer. I was up for a lot longer then. So in that sense, I'd say, even though I might have got up later, my sleeping routine has improved still, I think. I might actually, I'll talk about that in the the main review that will come out Friday. Yeah, I will. So I am gonna stay on track with the plans. I'm going to stay on track with the plans, or otherwise, what was the point of making them? But even though I'm gonna do that, I am gonna bulk cook the pasta bake sometime soon, so that I don't have to think about making it on the day I want to have it, which I think is tomorrow. Yeah, I just went back to look, and it said Wednesday afternoon pasta bake. So yeah, tomorrow. Even though I've had a little bit to drink from the flask, I'm still feeling thirsty. So I do really need to carry on keeping on track with that. But I really am on the right path. Just with this eating, with all aspects of life, I believe I'm on the path I want to be on. I'm allowing myself to survive to an optimum level, and then from there, allow myself to live to an optimum level. These sorts of things, like my meal plans and these things, I am having to really consciously think about for now. But as time goes on, it will just become more automatic to follow these plans. I've just remembered. When I was making this weekly meal plan, I did 2 days worth, but I didn't want to spend so much time thinking about making different meals, so I just copied and pasted Tuesday and Wednesday over and over again, and took out the bracket part where I was like, oh wait, broccolini's a real word. It would just be messing about. Anything else? I am gonna go slightly astray from the meal plans, I think, from time to time, so that I have my desserts and I have my Greek yogurt, my apples, and I can have my fruit salads. Speaking of, I can have them as snacks. Yeah, as the weeks go on, my meal plans will be more developed and easier to follow for me personally. I really do like this journey because you can see where I've started off and then how I got to a point where physique-wise people may really like how I look and want to go in that direction. They can see how I've eaten to get there, like the exact meals, the exact times, and although their body might not function the same way because we're not the same, it'd be a start, like a very, very detailed start that other people might be able to use to see how I've been able to sustainably get from one end to the other. If people are really focused on that, if people really wanted to do that with this channel, I'd say please watch from the start, not for audience retention purposes, but to help yourself out. Even though audience retention, how long the videos are being watched for, will increase naturally because people will be watching it for longer as they're seeking information about improving their health. And shout out to all those people that are. The reason why I'm saying watch from the start, from the first episodes of these eating and drinking section videos, is so that you can see where I've started and how I progressed to that point. It will be proof that this didn't come overnight. It hasn't come overnight for me personally. Eating this way absolutely hasn't. The earliest I remember going out my way to improve my diet was, I want to say October 2020, when I was going out my way to eat oats and apples. That was uni days. Sometimes I'd have rice and ketchup during those days because I didn't know how to make stew, and I botched up a bolognese one time. But that's what this series is for, so I can improve my cooking. Actually, it's a partial benefit, really. It's not one of the main reasons I'm thinking of. Although I do want to go more plant-based, at least. In the past, I said I wanted to eat completely plant-based because I was watching a Growth Through Calisthenics video about his 2.5 year transformation, and I didn't listen to what he said. He said, I like to keep my diet more plant-based and green so that food could flow through him easily. I did not hear the more part. I was just trying to copy and paste what he was doing because I could see that big chest, that massive chest from the side. I didn't completely listen out, and I made extreme changes to see if that would work. It didn't really. It was tough. I quickly realized that though, so I tried to add tuna instead to fulfill a source of protein, to get the protein in. But this is more sustainable, this path that I'm on now. But sometimes might need extreme changes to realize, nope, you can't do that. If you want long-term change, you can't do that. If you want long-term change, you can't do that long-term. You can't make extreme changes long-term. Yeah. Although extreme changes might be a part of the journey and it might help, but don't expect much change long-term. You'll just be yo-yo dieting. I think that's what they call it. Akash Rakela's called it that in the book, so I'll say that. Yeah, I know he has, yeah. Anything else? Not for now. I'll probably just I'll microwave the rice and curry, drink more water, and then that's it, really. Pardon me if you saw that. I'd also like to make a note of a new way of thinking that I have. I'm now starting to think from this day onwards that having a drink of water after waking up is more important than having a shower. I'm going to be able to function fine without a shower, but I'm not going to be able to function fine with little water. So I'm going to have my drinks first and then I'll go and shower. I'm not saying I won't bath. I'm not saying I'm going to do that just to drink water. No, I will have my shower. I want to have cold showers eventually as well. I haven't been doing that recently. I've been wanting to do that because I like how I feel when I get out of them, but I've just been having lukewarm showers, honestly. But anyway, yeah, 12:55 in the afternoon, I'm saying this just for future reference when documenting this stuff. I will, when I wake up, I'll brush my teeth. and then go and have my drinks. After that, after I've drunk for a bit, then I'll go have my shower and start my day off like that. That way I can function fine. I don't have to start my morning feeling dehydrated and make it easy to be easily irritable for myself. I don't need to do that. This I've never had this sort of thought before, I don't think, but I certainly will be following it from now on and do it more and more and more consistently for sure, because I care about my health. I don't want to be drinking little water anymore. I know how that makes me feel, and it's not nice. It's not nice knowing that I could get easily irritable from drinking little water and still allow myself to get down to that point anyway. I don't like that. So I won't do it. Yeah. 1:36 or 1:38, sorry. I'm about to heat up my rice and curry. This is the second meal I've had with this rice. It was about up to here before taking this portion, and I had a thought of weighing the exact amount of rice every time, so I'm eating around about an equal amount each time I have these sorts of meals. Maybe. Also, I want to talk about this. My advice to myself is always eat with a fork, please, because they're not as wide, as you can see, and they have holes in it, meaning that you'll eat less per forkful rather than per spoonful. And I want that personally to improve my meal hygiene, so I don't eat as much as quickly. I tried that out yesterday, last night. I don't remember. It was with the rice and curry meal last night, and I thought, yeah, I'll certainly do this from now on. Also, I want to touch on another thing. So I was saying that I had my water before my shower, which I did, but I was also thinking of eating before having a shower, and I thought, no, you know what? I won't do that, because I eat a big meal, and if I eat a big meal, I might not want to get up to go and shower. So to make it easy for myself, I didn't eat before showering, and I've now had my shower, and I'm here ready to eat. Anything else I want to say? I probably will have this eat with a fork from now on, always, to practice more self-control. Make that self-conscious decision. Make that conscious decision to eat with a fork and eat slower to improve my meal hygiene. Small changes like this count. They really do, man. Because I don't want to be eating so quickly when sat down to a point that I find it hard to walk straight. I've done that in the past, and it was with a spoon. I can't say I've ever done that with a fork. That might be saying something. It's not something I've thought of, so although it is possible, I don't think it'd be as likely, because of course you could dish out larger amounts with a spoon and a fork. Anyway, that's just something I wanted to get down, or to note down before having my rice and curry meal, as planned, with the help of my lock screen that has all the meals I want to eat for this week. Eventually, I'm gonna make this stew. I think I don't remember when I said I wanted to do it. Maybe Saturday, I think. I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but I will do it. I've also got to cook the pasta bake today rather than tomorrow, because I said I wanted to have pasta bake and dessert. I've just read it. Very easy to keep up to date with it because it's a lock screen. All I have to do is press the power button, not hold it, but press the power button, and then I can see it. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. The next clip will show just in a couple of seconds. Tuesday is by where the clock is, by where the time is on the lock screen. I just wanted to say that. So if to make it easier to read, I probably could go about taking a photo in a different way, maybe. Yeah, it's not extremely difficult to read, but it's something to think about. Anyway, next clip. After drinking before showering, I felt more in control. I had a sense of feeling more in control. of myself after doing that, and it makes sense. I'm functioning more optimally compared to if I were just to shower. So I'll certainly do that from now on. I like the heightened sense of control. I can't quite put my finger on what it was, but it was like a physical sense, I think. I don't know, but I certainly liked it, so I'll keep on doing that from now on for sure. After doing that long enough, that may help me big time, a lot bigger than I realise at the moment. Thou shalt not lick the spoon. Thou shalt not lick the spoon. No, don't do it. Practice self-control. I might not have mentioned this, but I think from now on, I certainly said I'll eat with forks, but I'm not sure if I said I'll only use spoons to dish out food. Yeah. Again, for meal hygiene reasons, like I explained earlier with the fork thing. And I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add that hummus, and then that will be my meal. I just remembered that as I was eating with the fork yesterday with my rice and curry in the evening, I sensed that I was just chewing more. I don't know why that'd be when I'm using a fork, but I certainly know I was chewing more compared to eating with a spoon. That's very helpful, because that means improved meal hygiene. I'm actually making it easier for my stomach to digest what I'm eating. And that's all. It's also helpful chewing more, so that you don't overeat calories wise as well, or at least less likely to, because you would have spent more time chewing rather than swallowing. Because it's not healthy to chew like 2 to 3 times and then swallow. That's an over exaggeration, but I certainly wouldn't chew that much when eating with a spoon. I don't know why, but I just wouldn't. You didn't really know about meal hygiene. Just eat your food. Just eat your food, eat all your food. Not eat to a healthy amount. Some people just don't know about these sorts of things. That's just how it is, really. I don't know how well meal hygiene is known of, both in my parents' generation, who I'm talking about, and also even in this generation. I don't know how well known meal hygiene is, so I can't really even blame them. Generations ago, what the odds they knew about meal hygiene? I'm having to learn it for myself, but thank goodness I am. It just shows that I really want to do this. I really want to keep on improving how I eat and just how I live, for sure. Anyway, all done. 8 to 2, meal 1. I've had a little bit before this clip, as I was just making sure it was hot enough to eat. I was really gonna lick the fork, but I didn't. I purposefully didn't, to make another conscious decision. I had to take a heavy breath in and a heavy breath out, but I didn't do it. Thou shalt not lick the fork. Yeah, don't do it. As I was eating, I just had the idea to show how much more you can scoop with a spoon rather than a fork. So, of course, you can just get around about this amount. That's a piece of chicken. You could get around about, even with the piece of chicken, look, you could get around about that on a fork. Compare that to this spoon I've now got. I'd have heaps. Look at that. That's a lot more than that. That's a lot less for heat. Look at that. Yeah. It just shows how much I'd eat per spoonful compared to per forkful. I need to eat slower to improve my meal hygiene, so yeah, I'll certainly only be eating with a fork from now on, now that I've seen the difference between how much you can pick up with a fork compared to how much you can pick up with a spoon. as I've said, I think it's just become more automatic for me to chew more with a fork than a spoon. I don't know why. It could be the smaller portions, it's more manageable. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why it's more manageable for the mouth. Maybe having a smaller amount is more manageable. Maybe that's why it's more automatic for me to chew more with a fork than a spoon. I'm not licking the spoon. Yeah, I will practice self-control. I'll just scrape it off. I'll scrape the rice off in that. That's it. I am not licking the spoon. I don't want such a connection with my food anymore. I think eating with your hands and that does something. Like there's some sort of psychology behind that. I don't want to do that with a spoon. Anyway, yeah. Right. I now feel full to a healthy amount. I do feel slightly heavier, and that's okay with me because I am heavier. I've just had the food, so it makes sense. But I can walk around at the same pace that I was walking around before having food, and I'm still fine. I just feel a little bit heavier, and again, makes sense. I've had food. I'll certainly be eating with forks from now on. You can tell that this is what I want to do with the smile on my face that I have. Yeah. I can have this smile on my face because I'm becoming healthier. I'm practicing self-control more by not licking the spoons, the forks, or the knives. I don't mind scraping off the side of the bowl or onto the bread if I'm spreading that way. But I'm not doing that anymore. I'm practicing more self-control, and I'm eating in more manageable chunks rather than massive heaps worth of food at a time, which I'd only chew maybe like less than 10 times before I'll go into for the second one, for the second heap of a spoonful. Yeah. I'm becoming healthier. Now that I've eaten to this healthy amount, I've wanted to get myself ready. I feel ready to start off my day and do some stuff that I plan for this week. And to further help me do this, I've sprayed up the room with some of this, which I didn't buy. Dad gave me this. Speaking of, when I was just in the kitchen washing up, he said, "Oh no, I come first, sorry," and it basically just basically just budged me out of using the sink because I was just minding my own business, washing the bowl, and the thought came to me that that has been around. I don't come first. I don't come first. And that's fine. They need to put themselves first, but it's just a reminder. That's why I didn't feel angry about that. I didn't feel angry or irritated about that. I just remembered, like, this has been a reality. It's not like he doesn't do that all the time, no. But it's just another reason to move out. I really want to move out, so I'm just using little bits here and there. Not that only he's done or anything like that, but I really do want to move out and progress. So I could just use little things like that that remind me I don't come first to anyone else. This is my perception of the truth. It's not like he physically like shoved me out or anything like that. But he said, "Well, I come first." No, I was just washing my rice, sorry. No, I was just doing this, sorry. And then I just automatically moved back. So he didn't physically budge me or anything. I can understand why I'm saying this as well. I wanted to speak my perception of the truth. And me seeing things that I don't like about him that he said and or done could be rooted in the fact that I really do believe I have daddy issues because we've gotten in each other's faces a lot. Not recently, but just in the past, enough times to feel unsafe from time to time, even to a physical level with my legs shaking and that. I've spoken about this in the past. I need more money coming in to learn how to fight, so I feel more safe. I don't feel unsafe a lot of the time, but during those times where he can show hostility like that, my body starts shaking. My legs do. Maybe even my upper body as well, like last time. Maybe less than a month ago. He didn't get close into my face, but he was shouting at me a lot because of what I said. I thought he was going to burn the cloth, but it was wet. I said, Dad, that's stupid. And he said, yeah, he was just shouting at me after that. I don't actually remember when that happened, but these sorts of things I'll probably forget once I learn that I know how to fight, and I'll feel okay. I'll feel more than okay. I'll be able to rest easier at night, and I won't feel that fear response. Sometimes when I'm just cooking and I hear mum and or dad coming down the stairs to come in the kitchen, where I just start changing my character and not be me, because they may not think that what I'm doing is normal or anything like that. It's just me. I'm just talking about me just having fun, or like watching a YouTube video. Don't want them to ask what I'm watching or anything like that. I just see it as nosy. It's deep. It'll probably be like a lot more fun when I do move out anyway. So yeah, the daddy issues are strong. The daddy issues are strong, but at least I've spoken up about it, and I can see that I can improve. And then when I learn how to fight, that's going to set me free. That really is going to set me free. I think it'll probably be more automatic to see the positive sides of my parents after doing that, because I'll feel more safe, more comfortable being me, because I can know I'll be able to protect myself. Not to fight my dad, as I've said in the past, in last week's weekly health review, but just so that I feel more comfortable everywhere I go. Because not only have I felt unsafe during those times he's got in my face, but I've felt unsafe going into certain areas as well. So it's not just him. I want to be safe. I want to feel safe all the time. Imagine if I didn't speak the truth. Imagine if I didn't and I just kept it inside. There'd be no release, and I'd just be stewing in my head about that one thing that's not even that big a deal. Regardless of how it sounds, I'm not trying to bash it, but this is the side I see because of the daddy issues I have. But once I know how to fight, and I've fought people, and I've won many matches, and I've lost some, and I've drawn some, I'll release myself. That's when I'll release myself from this way of thinking and only seeing the negative, regardless of how small it is, in dad, rather than seeing both sides. Seeing the fact that how many times he said, "I love you" to me, how many times he has tolerated my behaviour in the past. The fact that both mum and dad took me in, and he drove me home from uni. yeah, I'll be able to see that side a lot more than I do now once I learn how to fight. So just so I can feel more comfortable. Anyway, I'll leave it at that because that's all the truth or all of my truth, my perception of the truth that I have to say. That what just happened there in the kitchen, that's not even a big deal, honestly. Not only that, but I'm not even paying rent. So what say can I really have? Like, no, I'm not moving. I don't even pay rent. No, just be patient. Be patient. That's my advice. Just be patient and do your thing. Eventually move, and then things will be even at a higher level than they are at the moment. When I'm renting, he certainly won't be doing that. That's for sure. That won't be happening. That'd be my turf. You're not doing that. I'd also, when I do learn how to fight, I'll also be able to recognize the countless times that he's gone out of his way to be friendly with me by asking how I am and if I'm okay. It will be easier to see. I don't go out my way to see that part. I go out my way to see the parts that I'd complain about in my mind. So I get a move on. I learn how to fight and I progress in my life by moving out and all of that. Yeah. He's not a bad person. He really isn't. He has flaws just like how I have flaws. And that event, that is not a big deal. Can you even call it an event? It's just something that happened. Maybe that was a part of the wording which made it seem like a bigger deal in my mind by calling it an event rather than just something that happened. Yeah, Dad's not a bad person. He's not. Regardless of how many times he's stepped in my face, he's not. He's allowing me to stay here. He hasn't kicked me out as I build myself up. He's not a bad person. Regardless of how I made it sound in my adolescent years, he's not. He's not in any way evil. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't use that wording, but I would be scared. I'd be scared. He said he has got in my face to scare me, so I fuck off. So I've had it because he's had enough. Although he has done that, I mean, how many things has he done in the opposite direction? The countless times he's asked how I am. The countless times he's tolerated my behaviour, as I've said. The fact that he took me in from uni, even though he didn't have to, because past a certain age, it's not really their responsibility to take care of me. I have to just be patient with not only him, but myself in terms of how I'd see those sorts of things. I want to stop calling them events to make it less of a big deal in my mind, because that was not a big deal. Yeah, okay. I think I'm truthfully done now. I've sprayed my spray that I didn't buy. I've opened the window a bit so this place doesn't start stinking. And with the food that I've eaten, and to the amount I've eaten and how I ate it with a fork rather than with a spoon in manageable chunks, I now feel ready. I feel a bit thirsty, so I'm gonna have to drink. But yeah, I'm ready to go. I want to cook myself a pasta bake as planned for dinner because I haven't done that yet, and also just to bulk cook my pasta. So I've got the broccoli to do that, to try it out in the pasta bake. I've got some mixed veg. There you go. Pasta bake sauce, of course, and finally whole wheat fusilli. And then I also wanted to make myself a little starter because I'm feeling thirsty. I'm not really feeling all that hungry, but I thought I was feeling hungry earlier, hence I wanted this. I'll probably still have it anyway, but just something light. I'm adding the cheese and the pasta. I don't think I'll have that in the sandwich. No, I don't think so. I just want to have something small, and then I'll have the pasta for my big meal. Yeah. It's 7:34, by the way. 7:34 in the evening, and I'm making this clip. 7:50. I'm having this hummus on both sides rather than the mango chutney I brought out as well, because I'm feeling so hungry that I didn't do it. I just wanted it quick. That was my reasoning in my head. It was a conscious thought, at least. Starters before the main meal, the pasta bake. Yeah. Anything else? I'm actually now starting to feel quite hungry, to be fair. Now my core is starting to involuntarily tense and my throat's feeling dry. I need to drink more water throughout the day. 3.5 liters by 10 to 8 in the evening is not enough for me personally, so I do need to drink more. I think that's it. Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not. I had a little bit of hummus on my thumb like how I do now, and I licked it. I did. I was feeling so hungry I even forgot. I won't do it this time though. I won't. Hormones won that one. Yeah, but I'm winning the war. Look, wholemeal bread rather than white bread. Spinach, mixed veg, broccoli. I'm winning the war, but even though I did lose that extremely small battle. As far as I'm concerned, that lick of the thumb was just like one soldier dying. Not even, or maybe just one soldier getting hurt and recovering, really. It's not that big a deal, but I did want to record it because these things do matter. Also, I didn't rinse the lettuce, I just rubbed it to make sure there's no dirt on it, because there are little specks of dirt in this sort of lettuce. It's called romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce. So you do have to wash it really ideally to get some of that dirt off, but I just rubbed it off with my hands because I'm feeling that hungry. No water. But yeah, anyway, I'm having this meal now. When I'm done, I'll then weigh out the pasta and start cooking my pasta bake. I've got my, well, not my sister's weighing scale. I have to get one of my own of these eventually. But yeah, I've got this scale out and a saucepan out. That's not mine, to get the 350 grams. Yeah, I got this out a while ago as I was preparing my pasta bake and getting my ingredients out for the pasta bake. Yeah, I didn't think 350 grams of raw pasta would be like this. I was thinking, this looks like it's a bit much, but that's the whole point. It's a bulk cook. That's literally the whole point. It's meant to be big so that it lasts for days rather than just one meal. I've got to start getting used to that. So this is what 350 grams of raw pasta looks like. I think it's just starting to get used to seeing raw pasta in this, cooking raw pasta this amount, in this amount. Yeah, but it's for the sake of my health though. I'm still fine with doing 350 and 300 grams. As I said, I bulk cooking in these amounts. This is the first set of 350. And then the next set of 350 will come sooner or later in a few days, and then the 300 will be next. But yeah, I've got to start getting used to that amount. That's what 350 grams of uncooked pasta looks like. Okay, I'll start getting used to this after doing it for long enough. But yeah, here we go. I've scanned the pasta, so it's in the MyFitnessPal database, but I put 0 grams because I don't know how much of the pasta exactly I'll be using, because all of the ingredients would have been combined when I'm having the pasta bake. So yeah, I won't do that. But I'm also going to add steak in impulsively so that there's more meat in this meal rather than just the chicken that I have out at the moment. I'll probably add some more of another chicken packet like this that I have. But yeah, I'll add steak too, just so there's more variety. And because I thought of doing so impulsively, and it's not all that unhealthy as steak, I could say, yeah, you need to be careful. Or if I'm saying this to myself, you need to be careful with steak, because red meat might increase low density lipoprotein, which could cause cancer, I think. That's what LDL stands for, and HDL is high density lipoprotein, which is to do with your cholesterol. I don't know how cholesterol affects the body though. I need to find out. I will eventually, but yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. To get even more vegetables in the pasta bake, I decided to try out these bell peppers. I don't think I've had a green one recently. I've only had orange and red, I think. I don't think I've had yellow either, now that I think about it. Also got the onions here, the brown onions. Brown onions to help me out. Add more vegetables into the meal. And then after adding this, I forgot that I had red onions to help me do this, to add more colour into my meal. So I'll be adding one of these as well to try it out, see what it's like. I'll cook these with butter, and I need to start preparing my steak as well. The pasta was really frothing up a few seconds ago. I just stirred it to make sure it's all alright. Seems like it's getting on well. I haven't actually picked out any singular ones though. It looks like it's getting along, but I'm not yet done. It's only been a few minutes. I want to talk about the steak now. So I saw one of them and I thought, okay, I only have one. Just out of scarcity. But I had to remind myself that they're there to be eaten. They are there to be eaten. I got a thin cut one as well, so there isn't too much steak. But it's a big portion. It's a big, probably less than a kilo worth of cooked pasta in there. For me, at the moment. Yeah, they're there to be eaten. If I buy more steak, I probably won't be thinking such scarcity. I bought 4 thin cut ones. I might have had like 3 steak. Maybe I just, out of scarcity, don't want to have 2 at a time, but that's fine. When money's coming in, that won't be an issue. As you can see, pasta's frothing up. And I need to defrost these, but anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Next clip. It looks like this pan hasn't been washed properly. My mum would say, always wash your pan when you don't know what's been there. Yeah, look, it's not a clean pan. So I might actually start doing that from now on, because now I have proof in my mind that it might not be clean when I get out. That said, I don't need to be fearful about that though. I don't need to make any fear about it. It'll be obvious whether it's clean. You can see there's oil there by the reflection. You can see it's obvious. Yeah, I don't need to worry about it, but I'm just saying. The thin cut steak doesn't have any flavour to it, so I've just made this paprika for texture. It's a little bit more oily that way, and I like that. Dry thyme, I don't really know what that does, but I added it in there impulsively. And then universal vegetable seasoning for salt. I haven't tried it out yet. Let's see. Salt content's nice, and I like the flavour that the paprika brings. I was gonna use some, where is it? I think it's the mixed spice that's there, creeping. This one, that's the mixed spice. I was going to use some of that because I can see the paprika, but yeah, it's there. And I really like the flavour. And I'm going to add lemon juice to that and then pour that all over my steak. I'm using lemon juice because I now know from personal experience for sure that it makes the steak a bit more sour, and I like that. There you go, now ready to put onto the steak. Yep. I slightly overcooked the pasta, but I think that's because I was just trying to do so many things at once. Make the seasoning for the steak, defrost the steak, cut the vegetables, which I haven't yet done. The spinach is out, the bread's still out, the butter's out. I didn't even know where it was, but it's staring me in the face. There's a lot going on at one time, but I'll get used to it over time for sure. It will be a lot more organised as I do it over and over and over again. It being bulk cooking. Look at that. I thought that was the first thing that I thought when cutting this open. I cut it from the left side and then the right. And I might not have seen red onions in person that often. So now it's like, whoa, yeah. Impulsively, I was kind of disgusted. I don't know why, but that was the first thought I came up with. But then, yeah, I'm liking this. This is going to make things very, very interesting. It's going to add a lot of colour to this meal, which is what I'm looking for. Maybe it's just because I'm getting used to change. That's why I said it like that and meant it like, what is this? Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I do like this, and I feel happy with the choice I've made. It can come with a lot of benefits too, because of the colour it is. So yeah, I'm certainly not disgusted, even though impulsively that's that was where the mind was at. I don't know why though, because I really want this change. Sliced and diced onions, just to add a little bit of variety in the pasta bake. Speaking of, I'm not going to add cheese to the whole, to this large batch of pasta. Just every single meal I want to have a pasta bake, I'll then add it as I'm getting everything else together. So I'd literally just pour the pasta bake out and then add the cheese. I'm not going to add it to the whole thing, because I don't want my cheese to get burnt when I put it in the microwave every time I eat it. Burnt / crispy. Yeah, probably more crispy than burnt, to be honest. This is the butter / margarine that I'm going to use to fry my vegetables with and also my steak with. That should be done by now, yeah. This is the thin cut steak with the seasoning on. Lemon juice, herbs, I don't know what they are because it's not dry thyme. My mum added different ones in, I don't know what it is. Smoked paprika and the universal vegetable seasoning. And then this is the other steak that I got, maybe Tennessee flavoured, I don't know. I took the fat off, no need to clog up my arteries. Anything else? I watered it, just automatically, not remembering that I'd take some of the sauce off the steak, but oh well. I added the seasoning that I had after watering it down, just to get rid of the blood. I don't know why, but I didn't want to cry as much when cutting the onions. Maybe it's because the onions were red, or maybe I'm just getting more used to it. I don't know, but they're certainly fresh though. The onions. I have the windows closed, but I'll open them again. Yeah, I just wanted to make a note of that. Anyway, next clip. For some reason, I thought that people could be listening in. That's why I said that. As if there are people outside listening in. This is not boogeyman. Who's gonna do that, really? Although, yeah, it could be a possibility. It's fine, seriously. It's fine, yeah. I'm just talking about my cooking. It's not like I'm saying, oh, I've got 2 Rolexes, I've got 2 Rolexes, $5 million houses, or pounds, houses, or something like that. It's fine, seriously. I'd say thinking those sorts of thoughts from time to time is completely normal, but it's not healthy to just not acknowledge them. I just told the truth and I don't have to hold it in now. I just understood that fear it's not really rational. I'm feeling thirsty as well, that could be a part of it, but yeah. The truth will set you free, Natalie Taylor said. I cut the steak before putting it in the frying pan, just so that it was easier to cut, because for some reason when you cook it, it's harder to cut than when it's raw. Yeah, I didn't purposefully put the steak in first before the vegetables. I just kind of did it, and I didn't realize that the flavor that I put onto the steak, the one thin cut steak, would go onto the other steak when I fry it, seeing as I put them together. But I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. That's fine with me. It's not a big deal at all, but I'm just saying. I didn't know how much to cook the red onions, because I don't think I've ever cooked red onions before, so I didn't know how long to cook them for. But I dished them in with the steak, which I'll put in the pasta bake sauce, which I'll put over here. The pasta bake, which I'll make over here, because they look soft. When I touched them with the spatula, they felt soft. Sorry, they felt soft. So I just put them in there with the steak and added the massive pasta bake I'm gonna make soon. I just want this over and done with, man. Look at the time. But I can work on it, and by cooking at more bulk cooking at more appropriate times, maybe finish by 7 or starting by 7, so I don't have to be up this late doing this cooking. Yeah. I've been adding butter basically every time I put something new in, because it always run out, and there'd be no butter left for the most part. So I've been adding buttering quite a bit, just 1 knifeful. I just swipe the butter with the knife and then scrape them off the side. it turned into liquid very quick. But that can't be healthy surely by adding that much butter. I don't know, I'd have to do my research. Speaking of research, apparently vegetable oils are okay to eat, to use, because vegetable oils have unsaturated oils, which have high density lipoproteins rather than low density lipoproteins, HDLs and LDLs, which is good for cholesterol, apparently. I'd have to do more research on that, but yeah. I don't know, man. Because on one end, I'm hearing growth through calisthenics say probably shouldn't be using them, and then on the other hand, after doing a little bit of research here and there, some Google searches, and also reading my gym instructor course manual, they're saying it's fine. Vegetable oils are fine within using them within reason in terms of amount, because it's unsaturated. I don't know, I'd have to do some research on it to make my final decision, but it's something worth thinking about. Butter might not be, I was going to say plural, butter might not be all that healthy because it might have saturated fats rather than unsaturated fats in it. Yeah. 350 grams uncooked makes 805 grams cooked. Slightly overdone, apparently. Yeah. I now know approximately how much it will be cooked after doing this measurement.